All right, this video is going to walk you through how to solve an inequality that is difficult to solve algebraically. The way you'll solve problems like this is to first of all graph the left side and graph the right side. In doing that, we'll go to our calculator and type them both into the y1 and y2 equals of our calculator. So the first thing you'll type in here is -2. Then it comes across a challenge for you because you may not know how to graph an absolute value. You press Math, right arrow, and then choose where it says ABS there. Then inside there, you'll put in your x plus, in this case, 7, and then plus 9 on the outside. I'll hit return, and then graph the right side, which is just 0.85 to the power of x. Once you've got those both in the calculator, you'll hit the graph button and hopefully find out two or less, typically, places that the graphs cross. Those are what we call boundary points. I can see both boundary points here on the left and also here on the right. The way you're going to find those boundary points is by pressing these buttons, second, trace, 5, and then you're going to press enter, enter, enter. It'll find the first one for you right away here at -3.363. For now, let's just write the numbers down of where they were crossing each other or making the boundary points at -3.363. Then on the second one that crosses here on the left here, let's repeat the same process. Press second, trace 5, and then move the cursor over by the other place before you press enter, enter. So I'll press enter, 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 and then that also gives me -9.251. So -9.251. Now that I've got my boundary points, I want to create those points on my number line next. Don't try making this answer first. You want to make the number line before you find out your inequality solution. So in this case right here, put a dot at -9.251, which is going to round to just -9. Oops, to -9. And then I've got another one here at -3.363. That'll be here at about -3 then. Now the next thing you have to do is test out 0 to see where the arrows should go. Now your options for the arrows. Your arrows could connect. If 0 did not work, then you're going to notice that I would have then, if 0 makes a false statement when I put it in this inequality here, then I want to stay away from 0 by making a segment. If in this case here, let me see if I can move that around. Yeah. If 0 does work, then I want the arrows to point outward like this. In this case right here, let's test it out. Now, if I go back to the table, here's how you'll know if 0 works or does not work. Press second, table, and go to where it says 0 in the table. I've got -5 and 1. I'm going to use -5 and 1 with that same original inequality and see if that's true. Is -5 less than or equal to 1? And the answer is yes, true. 0 does work. So in this case here, I want my arrows to point outward away from the coordinates to make them cross over 0 because 0 is a solution. Now that I can see a picture of the graph, I'm going to use these boundary points in my inequality solution. So I want to describe the kind of numbers that this arrow is pointing at. These numbers that I'm pointing at over here are smaller than -9. So then I'll simply say that here in my statement as well. X is less than or equal to -9.251. But since there's two arrows, I have to say or. Then the other kind of numbers I'm pointing at over here are on the right-hand side. Those are larger than the -3.363. So you'll say then x values that are greater than or equal to -3.363. And that's it. If you hit submit, you should get a green answer for problems like this. But be aware, sometimes you have to stay away from 0 when it does not work. In this case, it would have made a segment instead, which creates a different kind of answer. Hopefully you'll see it in a different video if you need to find those kind of answers. Good luck, and hopefully this video helps.